In this subject, we have divided our course into 8 modules, and depending on the topic contents, each module again have been divided by few lectures. Finally, I have planned to complete the course of control system by 25 lectures. Hello, my dear students. In the last lecture, I have discussed the some numerical solution problem on root locus method. Today, I am starting 16th lecture of course on control system 1. Now, in the present lecture, I will going to focus on effect of gain on the movement of poles and zeros of the system. I will try to cover effects of gain on the movement of poles and zeros. Course outcome: modeling physical systems using transfer function to analyze system dynamic and steady state behavior. Objectives: the analysis to indicate readily the manner or method by which the system must be adjusted or compensated to produce the desired performance characteristics, and to know the degree of stability. Control system design using root locus. Now let us discuss about control system design method using root locus techniques. So it is necessary to modify the control system to satisfy the required specification by modifying its dynamic characteristics. Compensation is a modification of dynamic characteristics of the control system. The new modified overall system is called compensated control system. We know that root locus is the locus of poles for varying the closed loop parameters, usually gain k from 0 to infinity. Effects of gain of adding poles and zeros to the open loop transfer function. So the addition of poles. Addition of poles to open loop transfer function has the effect of shifting the root locus to the right side in S-plane. That means lowering the relative stability and slowing down the settling of the response. That means increase of settling time. Addition of zeros. Addition of zeros to open loop transfer function has the effect of shifting the root locus to the left hand side of the S-plane. That means increasing the relative stability and speeding up the settling of the response. That means decrease the settling time. Root locus for single pole system. The general effect of addition of a pole is a tendency to shift the locus towards a right hand side of the S-plane, and this lowers the stability. Let us consider a single pole, that is first order system. The complete root locus lies in the left hand side of the S-plane. Therefore, the root locus completely stable for all values of k from 0 to infinity. Root locus for two-pole system. Now, let us introduce a subsystem so that the modified system has two poles on the left hand side. That means on the negative real axis of S-plane. This modified system root locus is also lies completely in the left hand side of the S-plane. So root locus start from these two open loop pole and meet at that point and move to the infinity along to this asymptote. Therefore, the two pole systems or second order system is also completely stable for all values of gain k from 0 to infinity. But the system has complex pole. As gain k increases beyond certain value, this complex pole introduces oscillation in the system response. Root locus for third order system. Now let us introduce one more pole in the system. Then two poles are added to the single pole system. So the system now becomes third order. That means three open loop poles. So root locus start from these two open loop pole and meet at that point and move to the infinity along to asymptote. And another root locus start from these open loop pole and move to the infinity along to this at asymptote. That means this root locus always lies in the left hand side of the S-plane. But this new modification system root locus does not lies completely on the left hand side of the S-plane. Therefore, the modified system is not completely stable for all values of gain k. As gain k is increased from 0 to infinity, then this root locus turns towards right hand side of the S-plane and crosses the imaginary axis, that means j omega, after certain values of gain k. That means the addition of poles degrades the relative stability and derives the system towards instability. Compensated with a zero far away from the imaginary axis. Now let us consider a three-pole system. The given system GS is stable for small values of k, but for large values of k, the system derives into unstable. That means root locus crosses the imaginary axis. Now let us see the change in the shape of root locus for an addition of 0. The selection of 0 plays an important role in the compensation. If a 0 is added far away from the origin, then there is a slight change in the root locus. The root locus crosses the imaginary axis for slightly higher value of k when compared with the uncompensated system. The general effect of addition of zeros is a tendency to pull the root locus to the left of a plane and hence improves stability. Compensated with a zero very close to the imaginary axis. If a zero is added very close to the origin, then the system becomes completely stable and less oscillatory. So, this root locus branch start from this open loop pole and move to this finite zero. And here two root locus branch start and meet at a point and move to the infinity along to this asymptote. So there is no asymptote crosses the right hand side of the S-plane. So there is no root locus crosses the imaginary axis. That means j omega axis. So if a 0 add close to the origin, then the system is completely stable. Compensated with a 0 at a moderate distance from the imaginary axis. So let us consider a 0 to the moderate distance from this origin. So there are two root locus branch meet at that point and move to the infinity along to this asymptote. And another root locus branch start from this side and finish to the 0. So this root locus branch completely lies in the left hand side of the S-plane. So this root locus branch will not cross the imaginary axis. So the system becomes completely stable but more oscillatory than the case of adding a 0 very close to the origin. The general effect of addition of zeros is a tendency to pull the root locus to the left of the S-plane and hence improve stability. I will give some example to adding poles and zero of this system. So let us consider this example is GSHS equal to K by S. That means only one pole present at the origin. S equal to 0, then this is draw in the origin. Then find the angle of asymptote. We know that the formula of angle of asymptote is equal to 2q plus 1 into 180 divided by p minus z. There is a number of pole is 1 and there is no 0. So p minus z equal to 1. That means number of asymptote is 1. Then if we consider q equal to 0, then this angle of asymptote is equal to 180 degree and number of root locus branch is equal to number of pole. So only one root locus branch exists in the system. Then find the centroid of asymptote. Centroid of asymptote is equal to we get 0. From this origin, draw the asymptote and this angle is 180 degree. Then this root locus start from open loop pole when k equal to 0, then finish to the infinity along to the asymptote when k equal to infinity. So if a single pole is exist in a system, then this system is completely stable. Numerical solution problem 2, addition of poles s equal to minus 2. GSH is equal to k divided by s into s plus 2. So where denominator equal to 0, then poles is equal to s equal to 0 and s equal to minus 2. Then s equal to 0 at the origin and another pole present at the minus 2. Then root locus start from open loop pole and move to the infinity. And these two root locus meet at that point. So this point is called break-even point. If we consider any set point left half of this pole, then right hand side is odd number of poles. That means only one. Then root locus lies in the real axis between 0 to minus 2. But left hand side of this minus 2, there is no root locus. That's why this root locus move this side. Then find the angle of asymptote. P minus Z, there is no 0. So 2 minus 0. That means number of asymptotes are 2. Then calculate the 2 angle of asymptote. When Q equal to 0, then we get phi 0 equal to 90. And when Q equal to 1, then we get phi 1 equal to 270 degree. Then calculate centroid of asymptote. Sigma A equal to summation of poles minus summation of 0 divided by P minus Z. So minus 0 minus 2 minus 0 divided by 2 minus 0. Then this value is minus 1. That is the minus 1 is the centroid of asymptote. From the centroid of asymptote, draw two asymptote. One is the 90 degree angle. This another is the 270. That means 90, 90, 180 and then 90. So this is 270. So these two asymptotes are symmetrical with respect to real axis. Then find the break-even point. We know that using characteristic equation 1 plus GSHS equal to 0. So 1 plus GSHS, so K by S into S plus 2. From this equation, calculate K equal to minus S square plus 2S. Taking differentiate with respect to S, then dk by ds equal to 0. Then we get S plus 1 equal to 0. This equation. So from this equation, roots is S equal to minus 1. That means S equal to minus 1 is the break-even point because this point lies on the root locus. So here is a centroid and this break-even point at the same point. Then root locus departure from this minus 1 and move to the infinity along to this asymptote. So as you can see, the root locus symmetrical about the real axis. Then you calculate the imaginary crossing point. So taking characteristic equation and using route, then this equation is s square plus 2s plus k equal to 0. So from this equation, find the value of k. But this is impossible. Consider the auxiliary equation. So these asymptotes does not cross the imaginary axis. That means root locus also does not cross the imaginary axis. So the root locus completely stable for all values of gain k varying from 0 to infinity because root locus always lies in the left hand side of the S plane. Numerical solution problem 3. Addition of poles is equal to -3. So this example is GSHS equal to K divided by S into S plus 2 into S plus 3. Then number of poles are is equal to 0, is equal to -2, is equal to -3. The number of root locus branch are 3 and there is no Z. Then P minus Z equal to 3. So number of asymptotes are 3 and angle of asymptote also 3. Then calculate the angle of asymptote. We know that this formula phi q equal to 2q plus 1 into 180 degree divided by P minus Z. When q equal to 0, then 180 divided by 3, then we get 60 degree. Then when q equal to 1, then calculate phi 1. So phi 1 equal to 180 degree. Then calculate phi 2 when q equal to 2. Then phi 2 equal to 300 degree. Then draw the asymptote from this centroid of asymptote. Then calculate the centroid of asymptote. Sigma A. Sigma A equal to -0, -2, -3, -0 divided by 3 minus 0. So this is equal to -1.66. So this point is this -1.66. From this point, first asymptote angle is 60 degree, this angle. Then draw this asymptote. Then another asymptote is angle is 180 degree. That means this one. So another asymptote passes through on the real axis. And third asymptote angle is 300. So from this side, this angle is 300. So draw the third asymptote. Then calculate the breakaway point. Taking characteristic equation 1 plus GSHS equal to 0. Then find the value of K. K equal to we get minus within first bracket S to the power 3 plus 5s square plus 6s. And taking dk by ts equal to 0, then this equation is 3s square plus 10s plus 6 equal to 0. So from this equation, there are two roots. One is the minus 2.54, another is minus 0.78. So minus 2.54, this point is not lies on the root locus. So this point lies on the root locus. So minus 0.78 point is called the breakaway point. Then these two root locus meet at that point and move to the infinity along to this asymptote. Then find the crossing point using characteristic equation. Then find s cube plus 5s square plus 6s plus k equal to 0. Then using route, we get this value. If we consider this is equal to 0, then all values of this row is 0. Then upper equation we consider auxiliary equation. Then from this equation we get k equal to 30. And if again auxiliary equation, that means 5s square plus k equal to 0 and put k equal to 30, then this value of s equal to plus minus j 2.45. At that point, k equal to 30 and s equal to plus j 2.45 another is minus j 2.45. It is seen that the root locus has shifted to its right hand side of the S-plane. That means stability of the system gets restricted. If k equal to 30, then system is marginally stable system. That means if k less than 30, then system is stable system. Otherwise, greater than 30, the system is always unstable. That means addition of poles degrades the relative stability and derives the system unstable. Numerical solution problem 4, addition of poles is equal to minus 4. Then taking GSHS equal to K divided by S into S plus 2 into S plus 4. So this is S equal to 0, another pole is S equal to minus 2 and this is minus 4. Then we know that number of asymptotes are 3 because P minus Z equal to 3. Then when Q equal to 0, then phi 0 equal to 60. When Q equal to 1, then phi 0 equal to 180. Q equal to 2, then phi 2 equal to 300. Then find the centroid of asymptote. So we get centroid of asymptote is minus 1.66. Then calculate the break-even point. Using characteristic equation, we get his value is 3s square plus 12s plus 8 equal to 0. So from this equation, we get these two roots. One is the minus 3.15 and another is minus 0.85. Then this is the centroid of asymptote. From the centroid of asymptote, draw the three asymptote by this triangle 60 degree, 180 and 300. And this point is the breakaway point. And this root locus move to the infinity along to this asymptote. Another root locus move to the infinity along the asymptote. Then find the crossing point of the imaginary axis. Then using characteristic equation, then we get s to the power 3 plus 6s square plus 8s plus k equal to 0 using Raoult. Then we get this equation. If this is equal to 0, then we get k equal to 48. And taking upper equation is auxiliary equation, that means 6s square plus k equal to 0. If k equal to put 48, then we get s equal to plus minus j 2.82. That means at that point k equal to 48 and this is s equal to minus j 2.82 and this is s equal to plus j 0.82. If location of poles are changes, then values of gain k is also changes. And the root locus are unstable if k is increased. Numerical solution of problem 5. Addition of poles is equal to minus 6. Then taking example is GSHS equal to K divided by S into S plus 2 into S plus 4 into S plus 6. So where is a number of poles are 4 and zeros equal to 0. That means there is no finite 0. So this is S equal to 0, another pole is minus 2, another pole is minus 3 and this is the minus 6. So root locus lies between these two poles and there is no root locus and another root locus present in this real axis. Then these two root locus move and meet at a point. Similarly, from this pole, two root locus branch meet at a point. Then find the angle of asymptote. Here, number of poles are 4. That means P minus Z equal to 4. So, number of asymptotes are 4 and calculate 4 angle of asymptotes. When Q equal to 0, then phi 0 equal to 45. When Q equal to 2, then phi 2 equal to 225 degree. When Q equal to 3, then phi 3 equal to 315 degree. Then find the centroid of asymptote. Then this is equal to, we get minus 2.75. Then draw the centroid of asymptote and draw 4 asymptote. This angle is 45, this angle is 135 and this is 225 and this angle is 315 degree. Then calculate the breakaway point. Using characteristic equation, then dk by ds equal to 0, then we get this equation is 4s cube plus 33s square plus 72s plus 36 equal to 0. So from this equation we get 3 roots, but only consider these 2 roots because these minus 5 and minus 0.75, these 2 roots are lies in the root locus. Then one is the minus 5, another is the minus 0.75. So these two are breakaway point. Then these two root locus branch break at that point and move to the infinity along to this asymptote. This root locus crosses the imaginary axis and finish to the infinity along to this asymptote. Then find the crossing point using a route array. Then taking characteristic equation, from this characteristic equation we get this route array. Then if this is considered 0, then find k. K equal to 107. Taking auxiliary equation 32.72 s square plus k equal to 0. Put k equal to 107. Then s equal to plus minus j 1.80. That means this value at that point k equal to 107 and s equal to plus and minus j 1.8. If addition of poles, then this value of gain k is increasing to crossing this imaginary axis. That means system is unstable when increase k greater than 107. Numerical solution problem 6. Changing the location of pole S equal to minus 4. That means same example GSHS equal to K by S into S plus 2. Instead of 3 we can write S plus 4 into S plus 6. That means 4 pole are present at the system. So draw the 4 pole is equal to 0, minus 2, minus 4, minus 6. Then there are 4 angle of asymptote, 4 number of asymptote, then put k equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, then we get this asymptote angle. And center of asymptote is equal to minus 3. Then this is -3 and draw the asymptote. One is the 45-degree angle and there is 135-degree angle, and third one is 225-degree angle. Fourth one is 315-degree angle. And these two root locus meet at that point. So calculate the breakaway point using characteristic equation, and then dk by ds equal to 0. From this equation we get s cube plus 9s square plus 22s plus 12 equal to 0. So from this equation only you calculate two roots because here is only two breakaway point present in the system. Then minus 5.2 lies in the root locus. Another point is minus 0.18 lies in the root locus. And these root locus move to the infinity along to the asymptote. So another these root locus move to the infinity along to this asymptote. Then find the crossing point of k and value of s using route array. So taking characteristic equation and define this route array. Then if this is equal to 0, then we get k equal to 160. And taking auxiliary equation is 40 s square plus k equal to 0. Then put k equal to 160. Then we get s equal to plus minus j2. That means if change the location of pole, then value of gain k is also changes. But this root locus is crosses imaginary axis, so greater than 160, this root locus is unstable. Numerical solution problem 7. Addition of 0. That means s equal to -4. If we consider the example is GSHS equal to k divided by s into s plus 2. If 10 is added to the system, then the system is GSHS equal to k into s plus 4 divided by s into s plus 2. That means there are two poles. One is s equal to 0, another is s equal to -2, and 10 is x equal to -4. Then find the angle of asymptote. Number of asymptote is p minus j. That means 2 minus 1, 1. So there is a calculate one angle of asymptote. If q equal to 0, then we get phi 0 equal to 180 degree. And find the centroid of asymptote. Centroid of asymptote is equal to sigma a equal to 2. So where is a sigma a 2? From this 2, draw a asymptote. This angle is 180 degree. Then this is the 180 degree asymptote. So these two root locus branch move and meet at a point, and another point to one root locus branch move to the infinity, another root locus branch move to the finite 0. Then calculate these 2 points. So the calculate breakaway point using characteristic equation. So dk by ds equal to 0. From this equation we get s square plus 12s plus 8 equal to 0. And from this equation we get two roots. One is the minus 0.71, another is minus 11.29. These 2 points are present in the root locus branch. So that's why this point is called breakaway point, and this point is called break-in point. So from this figure, you have seen that this system is completely stable. If a zero at a moderate distance, then the system is completely stable. Numerical solution problem 8. Addition of 0 is equal to -1. If we consider this example, GSHS equal to K divided by S into S plus 2 into S plus 4. Then addition of S equal to -1. That means we get this equation is GSHS equal to K into S plus 1 divided by S into S plus 2 into S plus 4. So where 1 0 is -1 and 3 poles are origin, -2 and -4. Then find the angle of asymptote and number of asymptote. P minus Z, that means 3 minus 1. 2 number of asymptote, then calculate 2 angle of asymptote. When Q equal to 0, then phi 0 equal to 90 degree. When Q equal to 1, then phi 1 equal to 270 degree. Then calculate centroid of asymptote. This answer is minus 2.5. Then one root locus branch start from this origin and finish to the finite 0. Another two root locus branch start from this -2 and -4 and meet at a point. Then calculate the break-even point. Taking characteristic equation, then from this equation dk by ds equal to 0, then we get 2s cube plus 9s square plus 12s plus 8 equal to 0. Then find only one roots. This is present in the root locus of the real axis. This point is minus 2.9, this point. Then draw the asymptote. The center is minus 2.5. One is the 90 degree angle. This is the first asymptote. Another is the 270 degree angle. So another asymptote. Then root locus departure from this breakaway point and finish to the infinity along to this asymptote. If 0 is added very close to the origin, then the system completely stable and less oscillatory. Numerical solution problem 9. Addition of 0 is equal to -8. That means if a 0 is added far away from the origin, then there is a slight change in the root locus. So example is considered GSH is equal to K into S plus 8 divided by S into S plus 2 into S plus 4. Then here is a number of poles are 3, 0 is 1, then P minus Z equal to 2. So 2 angle of asymptote and 2 number of asymptote are exist in this system. Then if Q equal to 0, then phi 0 equal to 90. When Q equal to 1, then phi 1 equal to 270. Then calculate centroid of asymptote. Centroid of asymptote is 1. Then this is the pole at origin. Another pole is -2 and third pole is -4. And this is the 0 at -8. So root locus
lies in the real axis between this 0 to -2, and there is no root locus, and another root locus present -4 to -8. That means root locus start from this -4 and finish to the -8. And these two root locus branch move and meet at a point. This point is called break-even point. And draw the asymptote from the center, sigma A equal to 1. So 1 is the 90-degree angle. This is another is the 270-degree angle. Then calculate center of asymptote, and these root locus move to the infinity along to this asymptote. Then this root locus crosses the imaginary axis. So find the crossing point using Routh array. So taking characteristic equation, then if consider this is equal to 0, then k equal to we get 24. Taking auxiliary equation, so from this auxiliary equation we get s equal to plus minus j 2.44. If there is no pole, already I have discussed this example. So k equal to value at the imaginary axis 48, and when 0 is added, then k equal to imaginary axis is equal to 24. That means if 0 is addition in the system, then obviously value of k is vary. So I have seen that the effect of gain k depends on the movement of poles and zeros of the system. The sources and references that I have used to prepare this video lecture are enlisted here.
Today I have completed root locus method. Next lecture are coming soon on new module frequency domain analysis of linear system. Please follow the lectures. Thank you.